All right, hello. So when I was looking for a learning environment, CMS, LMS, in our context, one of our primary objectives is to create self-directed, self-motivated, lifelong learning skills. And so, on a non-exhaustive review of CMSs, I Edmodo rose to the top as one of the LMSs or a CMS that was good at encouraging, or that it worked well with self-directed learning, or it encouraged self-directed learning. So that's what I went with, was Edmodo. Um, the account was free to set up. In my case, I had to become a school and become a teacher, so it's still kind of geared to the K-12 formal educational environment, but it was free, and there was no, I had to certify that I was a teacher, but that was really not really certifying. But so there's some of that goes on. But once in there, I do like the environment. I think it gives us a lot to think about in terms of the environment that we're building for 4-H. The setup was quite easy. The screen itself, the way the site is designed, is that it comes up with a lot of modal windows that have hints and pointers, and the little balloons will point to exactly what you need to do and take you and walk you through each of the steps. So that part was pretty easy. I like the idea that the main look of things is a flow, kind of like a Facebook wall, something like that, where there's this kind of dynamic stream of information that comes through. You can also join other groups from the outside, and so if we take a look at that, you'll see that, so I joined a group called Computer Technology, and so there's, even if I'm not doing anything, there's activity happening in here that can then lead to maybe other ideas. There's just a lot of opportunities to find out what else is going on or being connected beyond that. So I created a group, which I think could be like a classroom, I'm not sure. And so I created this group for PLE. And so in this PLE, I can do a number of things as the teacher. And you can just put, post comments, alerts, assignments, quizzes, polls. I played with each of them. We'll look at them from the learner perspective. And so there's a lot of settings. One of the things that I found was really easy was joining or inviting students to join this learning environment. There's a join URL, and you just share that, and then that is configured to be processed on the server and gets the youth right in there. And of course, I have to approve them. It would kind of make sense. So the joining process, the setup process, was all quite easy, quite flexible, and pretty straightforward. If we switch and look at the learner view of this, so now I'm looking at this as a student, the kinds of things that I was looking for was the interaction. And so you'll see that as a learner, I haven't joined any of those groups, but I am seeing what's happening in this class by, I guess in this case, mostly the instructor, but other members of this group would join in here as well. A couple things that I really liked is in here, again from the perspective of a self-directed learner, was this planner. So this planner is kind of a collaborative place, because you will see as a learner the things that the instructor puts in there, but you can also put your own things on here. You can create your own tasks, and there's a someday and a coming soon, and so I like the flexibility about that. I like that as a learner I am in control of what I'm going to be learning and what my goals and objectives. Navigation was pretty easy. It wasn't always, I guess, necessarily obviously evident, but if you just click up here, you can get out of this planner and get back to your screen. There's a progress, which I think is important. That being able to see your progress is very important, and so it has that ability here. Talks about badges, something we've looked at quite a bit. I don't yet know that they are really the right answer, but it's something that's out there. I thought it was interesting that it was in this tool. So back at home, just again kind of looking at some of the options. So there's a quiz option that is in there, and then you can take the next question, and so it's those kinds of things that are there, and so it talks you through all that. There's always the home button in the upper left, unless you're into an app or one of the other things, then you kind of lose that home button, which was a little could be disconcerting, but otherwise I think I like it. It's got polls, it's got the responses back and forth. And I guess one last feature to mention before I wrap this up here is there's an app area that the teacher or the coordinator can add apps here, and they seem to work pretty good and flow pretty well. Getting back into where the flexibility in for both the instructor and for the learner to create that learning environment that they want to see. I guess one more thing, this backpack, again, leading to this idea that I'm a self-directed learner in charge of my learning, and then I can add things here. It's a place for me to work. It's creating my learning space, and I really like that. And so it's got the options to filter that and use that and make that flexible. But again, I think it does pretty good. As we're going to be building our own, there's a lot here that has inspired me as we work on a team to do that.